Well, I am driving up for my coronavirus test. Keep window up. Please display your online registration form for testing today. Can't open up your window, you just display your information through the window. What I have is my insurance card, which is whether you have insurance or not, you show your card. My picture ID from the prison and my driver license, state driver's license. It's funny, I just got a scratch in my throat. Wow, cones everywhere, police everywhere, a cattle chute of cones. I don't know if you can see it in the back. Driving very slow, cars lined up. There are ambulances to my left. I am at Temple University, and I am in a line right now. Keep windows up. Signs all along. Keep windows up. And there is a trailer that says Montgomery County. I'll wait till I get up there, but there's county trucks along here. So it looks like a response vehicle of some type. I don't know. I can't read that. It says Incident, Montgomery County Incident Support Unit. That's what we're dealing with right now, is a support unit. Hey, comb my beard. You gotta look good for your coronavirus test. You know? Boar bristle brush helps distribute the oils. Beard's a little puffy today. That's perfectly okay. I'm just starting to, I'm not going to do a hardcore handlebar. I just kind of like a side sweep a little bit. So this is my Corona beard. I'm what, about, as you know, I had a very short beard and it's just getting a little puffier and fuller. Today's the first day that I noticed the fullness. I used a purple conditioner on it today as a co-wash. That's what's happening. What else do I have here? I have my fried pork skins. I love this because it's zero carb, and I have a crunch. I have a salty crunch thing in my life, so I like potato chips and pretzels and that kind of stuff. Fried pork rinds satisfy the whole crunch Jones that I have, and the flavor isn't bad. It's not what you think. It just sounds gross, doesn't it? Fried pork rinds. People think like, it's disgusting. I actually like it. I actually made a meat dip where I take a taco mix, you know, the powder taco mix with all the spices in it, and you make taco meat. And you can put cheese in it, like whatever you want. And then I take these, and just like you would make a dip for potato chips and crackers, then I take these and just kind of scoop up the meat, and I call it a meat dip. And for me, that's a meal. That would be a meal. The only thing that's different now than a couple years ago was I don't drink beer. I think I've had maybe 3 beers in the past year and a half. And each time that I did, maybe it was the amount, each time that I had a beer, it was fairly disgusting. The carbs were just way too much. And I felt like crap after. And that was after August of 2018. I stopped drinking beer. I love beer. Go out and get a steak and a big, 20-ounce beer. Go out and get a cheesesteak, get ribs, chicken, or barbecue, and a beer or 2. go watch a band, have a beer or two. And I just didn't like the way I feel. And I realized how much carbs were controlling my life. It was ridiculous, actually quite ridiculous. So I stopped drinking beer, just stopped. And I don't miss it. Now I want like a couple swallows of beer, and that is it. You know, like those, what do they call them, pony bottles, or like 7-ounce bottles? If there were 7-ounce, 6 or 7-ounce cans or bottles of some of my favorite hoppy kinds of beers, I might do that just to get the taste, and that satisfies me. After that, I have zero desire for beer. If I cracked open a bottle of beer right now, I probably would drink half of it. I'd be satisfied with half of it. And obviously you can't put the top on a beer and put it back in the fridge and drink the other half later because it'll taste nasty. You got to drink beer as soon as you open it up. The couple beers that I had, the 3 or 4 beers that I had, literally were a bottle of beer that I couldn't finish. Literally couldn't finish it. And that was at the point where I was really talking about drinking for taste and not for effect. Like a lot of people drink in order to relax. And my quitting of beer broke me of the habit of having a drink to relax. And I started drinking distilled spirits. I should say only distilled spirits. I didn't start drinking distilled spirits after I stopped beer. I literally stopped drinking beer and continued drinking distilled spirits, and was taking small sips and actually enjoying the oak, enjoying the smokiness, enjoying the peat, the leather, the peppery nuances of the various whiskeys and bourbons, and the butteriness of the rum, and tasting the barrel. And I started appreciating alcohol more for what it really was. And I started sounding like a real ass. You know, when people start, what do they say? When people, who was it? Gary Vee said something like, you ever notice people sound like they're on, what did he call it? Masterpiece Theater when they're drinking wine on camera. Like everybody becomes like instant asshole when they're trying to describe wine or bourbon on camera. And I laughed at that. That was so funny. All right, let me... Now they are going to... I think I'm about 4th or 5th in line. Honest to God, this is like really a trip. I mean, this driveway is about a half mile long. There's tents everywhere. All kinds of tents. I wonder if they take your temperature here, or what do they do? I'm trying to describe it. There is a orange snowdrift fence, the length of this driveway, cones as far as you can see in front of you and behind you, and then a huge parking lot. I am at the Temple University suburban campus outside of Philadelphia. Temple University started by Russell Conwell, author of Acres of Diamonds, one of my favorite books in the whole world. People have asked me what are must-reads. That is one of the must-reads, Acres of Diamonds. Phenomenal. He started Temple University at Philadelphia Baptist Temple. Why? Because he was the pastor of a church. And he believed that higher education, college education, should be available for everybody. So he started Temple University at Philadelphia Baptist Temple on Broad Street in Philadelphia, which is now site of what we know as Temple University. Very large school. I do believe that Russell Conwell would be spinning in his grave if he knew the policies of the university and how Philadelphia was. Quite an interesting story, though, that men who worked during the day doing hard labor in factories, he wanted to help them get out and become educated to do not so physical work. Physical work is good for a young man. As you get older, you're not made for that. I had to move the position of the camera because it was in the sun, and the camera turned off because it said the camera is getting too hot. I had it on the mount that was on the windshield in the sunshine. So apparently, when a camera gets too hot, when a phone gets too hot, the camera doesn't work. I am now third or fourth in line. The line is moving faster than I thought. There's several checkpoints that I have to get through. I don't know what they are, but we're going to find out, aren't we? Several checkpoints. I'm at the second. I am third car behind the second checkpoint. Police everywhere, just waving everyone on. But it looks like there is it's a big parking lot and all kinds of cones. I'll tell you what, think about if you went into the traffic cone manufacturing business, traffic direction business, signs, high-vis, yellow, green, orange, with reflective tape. That will not go away. That particular thing will not go away. There will always be a need for that, always. Always, always, always. I do have my mask with me. I have several masks that I have at home. Believe it or not, we were never given masks where I work, which blows my mind that I was working in an environment without the proper personal protection equipment. It blows my mind. They do not want you to roll your windows down. Keep your windows up. They're saying there's signs everywhere. Keep your windows up. But it looks like in this huge parking lot, there is police vehicles, and they all have their lights on. Not the flashing red lights, but just like the regular flashers. This is Montgomery County, Pennsylvania. And they're allowing everyone who works in healthcare, police, or first responders free testing. Interesting, to say the least. Look at all my CDs. What CD? I have so many CDs. Does anyone listen to CDs anymore? What do I got here? This is Diary of Alicia Keys, that first album, which I thought was great. Nirvana in Utero, which is wonderful. What else? The Best of Merle Haggard. Outlaws, super hits. That's Outlaws as in Willie Nelson, Merle Haggard, Waylon Jennings. The group Shy, R&B group. This is back from the 90s. These are CDs that I've had for years. Alice in Chains, live, unplugged. Great album. Jimmy Buffett, Songs You Know by Heart. Basically his best of. Electric guitar, my friend Craig made that for me. Just kind of a mix. Best of Leonard Skinner. And that's all I have in this particular bunch. Okay, they're waving me forward. Keep windows up. And you're being snaked through. And there's a big old, like, X-Files tent. Man, there are lights and tents. It is military-ish. I don't want to put it on camera because I don't want to be told to stop recording. So I'll describe it to you. I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 huge tents. One of the tents looks like a wash station for the staff. It looks like this is being run by the National Guard. There are men in military green uniforms from here on out. I'm past the police. Now it's military. And it looks like there's a giant tent that looks like a huge garage that people are driving through. Massive. It's like a circus tent. It's very big. I was right. This is being conducted by the National Guard. I don't know if they are staying here, if they are deployed and staying on campus here. Everybody's got masks, protective gear. They are in some kind of hazmat kind of suit with hoods and masks on. I don't know if they have goggles. There is a cop walking towards me in a black and yellow jacket, which you'll probably see walking by on this side here. There are there's generator powered lights. There are a couple guys in jumpsuits, dark blue jumpsuits, like official looking kind of things. This is a bigger deal than I thought. There is a neon yellow, like a high-vis yellow tent. To my left, two of them. Huge, as big as a house. There are concrete barriers and big plastic 4.5-foot high barriers. The concrete barriers business is going to explode. The bright orange traffic barrier business is going to explode. It looks like the dudes in the hazmat suits up here, in the white, they actually have an air supply machine on their back, like a little mini backpack kind of thing, with a hose going up to a respirator. So it looks like they are breathing filtered air. There is a truck, a pickup truck, a large GMC with lights on it, and there is some kind of tubing coming out of it. I don't know if that is electric, if that's power or not. I have no idea. The dudes that are in the jumpsuits, and they got the cuffs of their pants like tucked into their boots, they look very military-ish. I'll let you know if I see any armored vehicles here. They all have very high and tight haircuts. I am seeing there are people on each side of the vehicle. On the vehicle that is being serviced right now, there are people on both sides of it. So they might tell me to stop recording. Interesting, right? And I do not want them to confiscate my phone. So what I might have to do is put this, somewhere. I don't know, we'll see. What I'm not going to do is break the law. So if they don't want recording, or they see recording, I'm not going to. I will just describe it after. I am 1, 2, 3. I'm fourth in line to get into the large tent garage. That looks like a hospital room. The big garage tent looks like it's almost inflated. It's not just held up with the police RV is here, you know, like the big police, looks like an ambulance, but it says police on it, so some kind of special weapons. There is an army green tent here, a huge army green tent. There's 3 cars in there, one just left, going through kind of a snaked traffic cone pattern. There's a bunch of people here, all in hazmat suits, masks, plastic face masks. Okay, they're waving me on right now. I'm going into their speed bumps. All right, I'm showing my license right now. Hazmat suits are everywhere. And there's a person with a clipboard just watching everything that I'm doing right now. All right, cool. Do you have everything you need?
Yep.
Awesome. Thank you. And I'm moving forward. Going over speed bumps. Okay. People in hazmat suits and powered respirators coming up to my car right now. Looks like they're going to be taking a sample through my nostrils real soon. Excellent.
Alrighty, sir, you can roll it all the way down. Can you verify your birthday? Perfect. Have you ever had a nasal swab before?
Yes.
For like the flu?
Yes.
Flu test?
It was horrible.
You know, your eyes are going to water. It's going to make you feel like you're going to sneeze, okay?
I probably will and
That's
gag
okay.
and. Yeah.
Go ahead and lean back for me. Head up, okay? Ready? 1, 2, 3. All done, all done. I know.
Ah.
All right, you are free to go.
All right, thank you. Appreciate it. Thanks. Whew. Ah. Well, that was weird. Whew. Ah. Man, she jammed that right to the back of my skull. All right. All right, so there was only a few guys in military uniforms. That is crazy. I'm going to get out of here. And I'm going to get I'm supposed to get results in 3 days of whether I'm positive for COVID-19. That was weird, man. But it was surreal because it reminded me of, I mean, they're all in spacesuits. It reminded me of the Andromeda strain. Seriously, it was weird. All right, I will chat with you real soon about this. See ya. Put any comments down below that you have about anything that I said, and we'll talk about it. We'll get this conversation started.